Hey, everybody. This is Let Me See Your Transcript, your very favorite history teacher. Apologies for being a little bit late. Just trying to make sure I had everything set up for this live, which was actually unexpected. But my friends decided, one of my best friends decided to, like, hey, let's go to the movies. This is spring break. Tomorrow's not a work day. So, let's go to the movies. So I was like, yeah, okay, go to the movies. So I thought, hey, I did the movies. Let me come back and do a reaction video to the movie. So, but I also had thought about there was something else. Another friend of mine was like, hey, you really need to talk about this Jussive Smollett and have a discussion about, is it fair the sentence he got? You know, was it not enough? And I was like, okay, let me talk about those two because I kind of feel like, in a way, the Batman movie and the whole Justice Smollett thing, they're both dramatic. They're both. It's like I'm looking at a Hollywood production in both cases, and I just have some opinions about it. Plus, want to go over some other hot topics that I think that have been on my mind. Also, I had another thing. It depends on if I get to it or not. I wanted to go over some reviewing some sector stuff, some stuff about Young Pharaoh, and maybe, I don't know, something about flying monkeys and narcissism. So we'll see how the night goes. A V to V, thanks for coming by my window. Thank you for rapping on the window, knocking on my window pane. Thank you. So come on in, grab your favorite drink, favorite snack. So I got my little snack and I got my little drink. So it's nothing major. It's milk, and I have a chocolate muffin my friend gave me. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get started with. Okay, what do y'all want to do? We want to talk about the movie first or Jussie first? Let's talk about the movie first. Okay. And then, because, it'll take YouTube a while to come in, because of the algorithm and let, everybody know that I'm live, So, okay. Thank you. Vita V said the movie. Okay. Let's talk about the movie. All right. Hey, DSA1. Okay. Letting you know this film, this live, is protected by Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976, which allows for fair use for such things such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about the movie, The Batman. Now, this is the thing. When I went to it, it is actually called The Batman. It's not just Batman. It's not Return of the Batman. It's not New Batman. It is called The Batman. Okay? So, y'all come on in the room. Hey, Christine Parks, DSA, V2V. So happy you can be here. So, let me take the overlay off. Hey, everybody. So, can y'all hear me real good? I didn't feel like putting the headphones on, so let me know if y'all can hear me real good. So, let me make sure I get the character's name right. And I don't want to say anything wrong because I always seem like the last time I did a movie reaction, I was getting people's names wrong, and it wasn't the people's names, and I was calling them by the characters' names. And so let me make sure I say them correctly. Okay. Okay. All right. So the movie The Batman that came out March 4th, 2022. All right. So actually this is his first no, last weekend was his first weekend out. So this is actually his second weekend. And it's director is Matt Reeves. It stars Robert Pattinson as the Batman / Bruce Wayne, Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, also known as the Catwoman, Paul Dano I forget which character was. Jeffrey Wright was Commissioner Gordon. John Turturro was Falcone. Peter Sarsgaard was, I think, Coulson. Andy Serkis, who was actually in Black Panther as the Claw. Andy Serkis is actually in the movie as Alfred, who actually is a bodyguard disguised as a butler. So they gave him a little bit of an upgrade. Okay. Colin Farrell was totally unrecognizable as Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin. Like, he was in full makeup. He had the Al Pacino from Dick Tracy voice. And I'm like, oh, okay. You trying to get your Golden Globe. You trying to get your Oscar on. I see what this is. Because he was totally unrecognizable. And Paul Dano is the Riddler. I'm trying to remember what other movies that I've seen him in. I know he was in one movie with Hugh Jackman and Terrence Howard when they had like missing children. He was in that movie. I'm trying to think of the other movie that he was in, but it can't. Oh no, what other movie he was in? He was in Night and Day. He was like the engineer or the computer programmer. They were like, he knew all the secrets and they were coming to get him. He was in that movie. But in this one, he plays the Riddler. And so this is not Jim Carrey's Riddler now. Okay? This is not the Riddler from the 1960s Batman. Okay? This is not Who is Afraid of the Big Bad Bat. This Riddler, how can I say this? Okay, so let me break it down to you. Basically, the movie's plot, saying the plot, not spoilers, plot. The movie's plot is based on a comic. My friend is like really into comics, and she said it is based on year 2 Batman. So I guess when in the comics, they say to always update the stories or they redo the story. So this is like, there's a comic, I think it's year 1 Batman and then year 2. So in the movie, it's based on this new comic called Batman Year 2. So this is year 2 of him being the Batman. So all the other movies we saw him in, those were the Batmans that were older and had been around and had done it for a long time. They were seasoned. This was like Batman in his 20s, hey, coming 52, still trying to figure out what's going on. Hey, Tony XM, hey, YM social media. So this one is like, he's still trying to figure stuff out and everything like that, okay? And one thing I did like about the story, in the story, basically, he's year 2 Batman. He's fighting crime in Gotham, and he's trying to, he has to deal with commission. I don't think he's commissioner yet, but he's probably about to be. He has a bat signal up, and they go and talk, and he helps him with crime. And so, in this case, what is happening, the reason why he's even involved in it, is that the Riddler is killing people who are in political office or who are in law enforcement or who are in the DA's office. And every time he murders someone, he leaves a clue. And he also leaves a card that says "To the Batman," which I really kind of felt like, why didn't you just name the movie "To the Batman"? Because that's what it was about, "To the Batman." So every time he kills somebody, he leaves a clue, and then he leaves a card that's supposed to help him get the clue. So my friend really liked it because she likes mystery, murder, suspense, and plus she read the comic, so it was really great for her. For those people who like me who are not reading the comics, this was different for me, but it wasn't, to me, be honestly, it wasn't, it was all that. It was new, and I liked their spin on it, but for me, I felt like they talked too much. I wanted more action. And when they got to the action, they did a great job. But I think for me, she said this was her favorite one. And I think for me, it was the Christian Bale was the favorite one. Now, growing up, I watched the 1960s Batman. I watched, Michael Keaton. all the other Val Kilmer, George Clooney Batman movies. I like them. And then when the Christian Bale got into it, and I saw they were doing with the movie, they changed some things around, and they showing him like, hey, going to this place, learning these things to become the Batman, right? So, and in this, and so, and it showed like getting all the high tech stuff. And to me, I felt like Christian Bale, it was off and running. Like, okay, you're giving me the backstory. We know Batman. Okay, he's over here. He's training. He gets back home. He's Bruce Wayne. And then during the day and at night, he's Batman. We got to see both of them, Bruce Wayne and the Batman. He was not antisocial. He was social enough. Okay, he was going to the board meetings. He was making decisions. Someone was helping him with the toys because we always trying to figure out, hey, who is helping him get the car, get the motorcycle, okay? And is Alfred really just giving drinks and stuff, or is he doing other stuff? So Alfred was doing other stuff, and I really like Michael Caine's spin on it. No disrespect to the first two Batmans, one from the 1960s and one from the other Batman movies from the 90s. Rest in peace to both of them. So that's still my favorite. Now, if they come out with the probably most like sequel to this one and it gets more suspense and it gets better, it may become my favorite one. Okay, but I'm just saying, for people who are in the comics and they read the comic books, and they go in updated comic books and they go to this movie, I don't think they're going to be disappointed. They're going to be like, oh, okay, yes, all right, they got it, you know. But if you're like me and you just want, give me the action, okay, give me the story, but give me the action. Don't make me wait long. And I feel like for the most part, I was getting dialogue, I was getting wait time, and then when they got to the point, it was like action, action, action. And I'm just like, okay, y'all wasted, to me, I feel like you wasted me 5 minutes. You could have just got to this already. Why'd you make me late? And then there was some stuff that I'm watching. It was like, I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. And it actually happened. And I'm just like, okay, are you really that successful as you thought you were? You know, and then there was a couple of things. I had to go to the restroom break in the middle of the movie. My friend, she filled me in when I came back, and it was just, yeah. Hey, who else is coming on here? Hey, why on social media? Hey, y'all, hit the like button. So, it's none of y'all in here, and hit the like button. Please share, subscribe. And so, I mean, this is the thing though. I liked this movie. It's just not my, when someone says, hey, what's your favorite Batman movie? I'm going to say Christian Bale is my favorite Batman movie. And then I'm going to say Michael Keaton is Batman movie. And then I'm going to say this one. You know? And that's probably because, hey, I'm still a Prince fan. That was the first Batman I saw. Okay, I'm going to get there. I'm trying to wait for some more people to get here. You know, it takes a while sometimes when you go live. That's why we tell you to hit the like button. That's why we tell you to share, because that is telling us, that's telling YouTube like, hey, people like this video. Let me go recommend it to some more people. So that's why we keep asking you to do that. So please do that. When you share on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Twitter, okay, it helps. So help me out. Hey, Hood Therapy, so glad you're here. So basically, like I said, for those who just came in, it stars Robert Pattinson is the Batman / Bruce Wayne. Zoe Kravitz, the daughter of Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet, she is Selena Kyle, Catwoman. And we actually got to see what I like. We got to see a different type of Catwoman, who I felt like for the most part was not just really trying to look sexy in the movie, but she did, but also She was a hustler. She was a survivor. And for the most part, she was really trying to, it wasn't like, oh, I just like pretty things and I want to steal them. It was more or less like, hey, I need to steal things to survive. You know, there was kind of like, it could have been a relationship between her and the Batman, but it's like, hey, I want to be better for this. I want to be here for the city. And she feels like, hey, the city's going to go to hell anyway. Why are you trying to save it? It's going to kill you. And she literally tells him that. And he does think about, being with her, but he's still like, hey, I want to do better for the city. So just like, what I liked about the movie, like I said, love action, love cars, things that blow it up. I actually like the way the Riddler, once the movie was like getting towards the end, I really started to say, this dude was a real genius. Like, he literally got someone else to put the pieces together because he knew that he was not the person who can bring it forward and someone would believe them, or someone who could like bring it out. Like, he knew who the bad guys were that nobody else did, but he was like trying to get someone like Batman to help him. So in his mind, he knows who the bad guys are, but he wants someone else to bring the bad guys out. So it was kind of interesting. Hey, the Josephine sector, so glad you're here. So the beginning of the movie, I'm not trying to get too much away. Someone is looking at the mayor, and so someone kills the mayor. So there's a note left for Batman, right? And then Batman is going there. He's trying to, and then who calls him is Gordon, played by Jeffrey Wright, who does a really great job as Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright is black, so I was really happy. I was like, oh, Gordon's black, yay! So, and even though Zoe Kravitz is biracial, I'm like, hey, black girl. I'm still calling it Black Girl Magic. I'm still calling it that. Both her parents are black and Jewish. She's still black and Jewish. So I'm counting her. Okay. So she did a really good job. I think I feel like, as I said, even though the last two iterations of Catwoman, they did a good job. I do think they did a good job. Even though some people don't like Holly as Catwoman, I still do. But I feel like this one was more realistic and more gritty. It's not as polished, but she was still sexy, and she still was like, take charge. Because at one point they were looking for somebody, and she went and found him. She's like, here he is, and I got the evidence. Here you go. Like, she really did their job. It was like, y'all need to hire her. You need to hire her or something. So, and it seemed like, I think what also going into it as well is we saw a Batman that was not the billionaire playboy. And I was telling my friend, like, I liked him as, like, to me, I felt like out of all the Batmans, like, to be honest with you, Robert Pattinson as Batman was a believable Batman in the fact that he knew how to make people afraid of him. Because that was the whole point, was that he wanted to be vengeance. He wanted to be a crime fighter. He wanted to help, stop crime. And he wanted people to be afraid of him. And so he was able to do that, right? But the one thing that it drove me, made me, that's why I say this is not my favorite, Batman story, is he kept reminding me, when he was Bruce Wayne, he was getting on my nerves. Okay. Let me tell you why. What's the name of that book? It's a book. It's a character in the book that he reminded me of. And I just was like, he was getting on my nerves. And I was just like, okay, like I said, he as Batman, when he's in the suit, the way he does a lot of like I said, a lot of times it was suspenseful, wait time. We looking at how he's looking at people. We're looking at the toys and things he's doing. As Batman, he is believable. He is a superhero. He's someone the police, at least one of the policemen, can't count on, because like he can't. People around him are he found out they're corrupt. Not everybody likes him though, because they're like, "Well, what is he doing here?" So they're not really in love with him, which I think that was the whole part of what Batman was that. I think want to say either was it Christian Bale's Batman 2, or was it? It might have been, because it was like, how effective can you be if you're working with the police? Even if do you really want the criminals to fear you? Like, because they don't fear the cops, and you're working with the cops. So that was why it was in secret, right? So in this movie, it's like one of the policemen is always calling him. He always gets in there, but everybody else is like, I don't like him here. What is he doing here? But then they let him stay. And it's like, what? Okay, what y'all gonna do now? So that's what it was like. That's why I said some things just didn't. So I say I like this movie, but then it's not my favorite. So, like I said, loved him, Robert Pattinson as the Batman, but as Bruce Wayne, you was getting on my nerves. Okay, so like y'all remember this book in middle or high school, especially if you took an honors class. Maybe you took an honors class, I don't know. You had to read it, or maybe in college you had to read it, called The Catcher in the Rye. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard the book called The Catcher in the Rye. This is, let me see, transcript mug that you can get on my spring store. Ooh. Okay. And there's a link in the chat. I'm sorry, link in the description. Okay. So y'all remember, Catching the Rye. Okay. So y'all remember Holden what's the guy name? Make sure I get it right. Holden Caulfield, right? He's the narrator. He's talking to his analyst, which we know now is a therapist, in the book, and he's having all of these problems, right? And, stuff at school with his parents. I think one of his siblings died. His younger sibling he's trying to run from home. The younger sibling was trying to run away from home. And to me, he was moody throughout the whole book, right? I wrote a paper. Hold on. I wrote a paper comparing Catching the Rye to On the Road. I drew parallels between Holden and Jack. Okay. Was it On the Road? Did they make it into a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Blanchett? Did they? Or Winslet? One of them Kates. So I always felt, even when I and my best friend were in high school, I always felt I didn't like Catching the Rye, because I felt Holden Caulfield was basically whining throughout the whole book, and I disliked him. I'm like, how you complain about everything? You fell in love with them? Why on social media? He was getting on my nerves, and maybe because he was, to the most part, a middle class white boy with a problem, and it was like, dude, you depressed? But now that I know better now about depression and about someone going through grief, I can understand it. But I still dislike him, Holden Caulfield. But it's just like, maybe if I see it on a movie, maybe I can understand his character a whole lot better and understand, like, okay. But I felt like Bruce Wayne was Holden Caulfield throughout the whole damn movie. And he was just like, and parts of me was like, I'd be glad when he put that suit back on. And so when he was not in his when Batman was not in his suit as the Batman and he was just coming out of it as Bruce Wayne, it was like, dude, you need to go see your therapist. Maybe you need some Zoloft or some Trazodone, or you need to be prescribed something. This is Bruce Wayne. And even Alfred comes in and says, hey, you haven't, and even at the beginning of the movie, he says, yeah, because I'm always going out at night to fight crime, I become nocturnal. So he's working, he's out during the night and sleeping during the day. And so Alfred is like saying, hey, you're not, even when you're, during the day, you're not sleeping. You're not going out. You're not being Bruce Wayne. And he's like, hey, we have these things about your dad's money that he left you, things concerning the philanthropy. You need to look at it. But he doesn't want to care about that. And he's like, well, you do whatever you want. Yeah, because, and then like, Alfred comes and like brings him something for breakfast. And it's like he eats one grape. So he's really not eating, he's not drinking. At one point, Alfred is like literally suggesting to him that he needs to talk to somebody, but he doesn't want to talk to anybody. And Alfred feels like, hey, I think you're trying to get yourself killed. Like, he's really trying to tell him, but he's like very dismissive. And then later on in the movie, he goes to a funeral of one of the people that gets killed by the Riddler, right? And he comes in with his, because he's Bruce Wayne, his car, he comes in with the car, classic car, black Corvette, and he's giving his thing to the valet, and everybody's taking pictures like, oh, Bruce Wayne. And then he bumps into this man, he bumps into Falcone, right? The monster guy. He's like, hey, I'm surprised you're here. You're more reclusive than me. You don't come out and see nobody. So he's living in this mansion. By the way, his mansion, okay, the mansion that Michael Keaton had in his movie looked great. Looked lived in. Like somebody had been there. Like Alfred took care of the place. He at least had a day over. He had some folks over. Okay. Christian Bale, Batman, nobody had been there. He ain't been there. Because he's been out traveling and stuff. So stuff with furniture and stuff it's got stuff on it. It ain't lived in. We know it ain't lived in. Okay. Later on, one of the properties, I think it was the third Batman, Christian Bale Batman, and I think when Ben Affleck was Batman in the Justice League, he gave one of the houses to the Justice League, like, hey, remember y'all can use this. We can use this, because he had it, So, and I was just like, okay, all right. But Batman house in this one, when he went, this is what got me, y'all. You're a billionaire, right? You got money. You can spend. Your parents left it to you. You got the bodyguard / butler. He can hire people to keep up the place, right? He can, So when he goes, how like in all the other movies, like Batman has a lair, right? So and there's a secret passageway to get there. When this Batman went to his secret lair, I was like, did he just go into an old subway thing that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man found when he went looking for his dad's old lab? Is this the place? This look abandoned. This looks like somebody seriously left some bodies in here. And forgive me, there's some homeless people living here. Like, where did this come from? And then he like comes in because he's not in his car. He's on a bike It looked like he was fixing his car all the damn time. I'm just like, the other Batman's cars was already set up. Or they had them a person to get them one. That's why I was like, yeah, this is year 2 Batman. I felt like it was year 1. This is year 2 Batman. And then so he goes into, the lair, looks abandoned. Maybe that was the whole point. It looked abandoned so no one would go there. So went there, went through the back, and it went to like his little workstation. His little workstation looked dirty, like an old mechanic shop that really is not, it's like, like kind of run down. And I'm just like, you got all this money, this is what you working with? This on Even the one in the cartoons didn't look like this. This really is year 2. So then he goes through there. Then he goes up to have breakfast and I guess connect to the rest of the mansion. And the rest of the mansion, when he walked into, I guess, like the dining area, it looked like one of those old Gothic churches. And I was like, is he in a church? Is this house a church? But then I thought, like, okay, he has old money, so it probably, this house is old. It never got updated because in the movie, his parents died like 20 years ago. But I was still thinking, like, damn, how, like, why does this look like the bats is up there? They should have come. Like, it was just like, are y'all in a church? It's like it was no comfortable couch. It was no like a little, it just was like, this don't look like. I'm like, this don't look right. So, but yeah, how y'all doing? I'm not seeing anybody post anything unless it's lagging. But I was just like, this don't look like you really are depressed. You don't want nobody come over here. Cause I was like, I don't see no comfy couch. What they had for breakfast didn't like all that either. He ate one grape. And I was like, he's gonna eat that one grape? Just the one grape. Yes, you gotta watch it, Miss Deepry. And it's like, this, like, you are holding Caulfield, man. I am tired of you as Bruce Wayne. And then when he went to the funeral, right? Like he said, everyone was surprised he's there. And the one person who knows him, ironically, this is the kicker, the mystery part that I did like, right? Was that the Falcone guy, who was a mobster, knew Bruce Wayne's dad. So Bruce, remember, and in the movie, in the comic book, Bruce Wayne was a doctor, but he's also from like old money. And in this movie, his wife they're both kind of like from old money, and they get married. And so later on, Thomas Wayne, his dad, wants to run for mayor, and that's actually how his father dies. His father and mother don't die on the way because someone robbed them. He was assassinated because he was running for mayor. And his mom was too. So, and that's one of the things about this movie is like they tell you eventually who's responsible as the Riddler is doing all these things. It eventually comes back to his parents. So a friend of mine said, my best friend said, hey, you need to go on HBO Max and look at a movie called Hush. And it talks about the backstory about Bruce Wayne's parents. So I think I'm going to go watch that later. So, but yeah, I was just like, this, and I have to say, I need to take it back what I said about the Wish of the Batmans I like. I actually like Ben Affleck's Batman, because that Batman is like, okay, this is the one that we know he's been, this ain't year 2, this is year 22. He's been in this for a while. He's tired. We can see him is realistic. He knows he's rich, but he does. He like at one point, I think it was the first Justice League, and they were like, "Hey, what's your superpower?" He's like, "I'm rich." Yeah, so like you know it. So you're gonna use it to your advantage. You actually gonna do something. You're just not gonna to sit by. Yes, Rodney, so we talking about Batman first. So no spoilers. I'm not gonna let it in. So, but I'm gonna go watch Hush, like my friend said, because, like I said, if you love the if you read the comic book, you're gonna love this movie. If you're a person that like you just watch the movies and you're used to the fast pace of a Batman movie, this is not it. But the suspense part and the mystery part, it definitely has that. It definitely has that. Okay, I'm gonna get to Jussie in a minute. Like, I'm waiting for you to get to Jussie. Okay. So glad you're here, Body Salad. So, but yeah, I just and I think the time when we went was really good. We went when there was not a lot of people. And like some places probably having multiple screens, so you probably can see in a theater. Well, not with a lot of people if you're concerned about social distancing, coronavirus, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, yes, it did. It was more or less about him as a detective. That's why I said it was suspense. It was about what he looked at, what he paid attention to detail about, what was important. And like for me, that's good, but I like I like action. Get me to the action. Like I said, I was figuring stuff out already, and I was just like waiting on them to get to what I wanted them to get to. So definitely, if like I said, favorite Batman is Christian Bale, 2 Michael Keaton, 3 Ben Affleck, and then 4 would be this guy. So yeah, I just like I said, he was acting like Holden Caulfield when he was Bruce Wayne. That's what got me. Like, I'm tired of your emotional ass. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of emo people. These are people that just like, they're very gothic. They wear black all the time. Very like monotone and bland. And wear dark clothes. And you like, they probably read some really, write some really dark poetry. Like, and I just felt like, dude, he is so emo doing this movie. Will he please come back as Batman so we can get to it? I was just like, but yeah, so that's my reaction to the Batman. I do like emo people, but this is the thing. When the movie is called The Batman, which I guess that was the whole point, right? We know that Batman is Bruce Wayne. And that there are times when he is going to be Bruce Wayne. But when every time you are Bruce Wayne, you are just antisocial. You don't want to solicit help. Someone literally is trying to get you to get some help. And it's like, damn. Yeah, but this is the thing. He didn't want nobody to figure him out. And the one person who figured him out, he was just dismissive. It was like, dude. Yeah, my friend was like using the music. She was singing the songs. So I was like looking at her like, you too into singing a song by Kurt Cobain, who we know committed suicide. I'm just like looking at her like, okay, I'm watching you. Yeah, the emo hairstyles, all the yeah, but it was just like it was overtaking. And maybe because I'm a person who is diagnosed with depression, it was just like I don't need you triggering me. Can we move on? Hey, cutesy one. See, and that's probably why I haven't watched Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, because the clips I've seen looks like he is very emo. By the way, Jared Leto's Joker is my favorite. You know, it's just like, okay. So let's get but thank y'all so much for my reaction to the Batman movie. If you've seen it, please leave your comments in. Please let me know how you liked the movie or didn't like about the movie in the comments. Please, no spoilers. I will delete and block you if you do spoilers. Don't do that. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much. Now, let's get to what we're going to talk about today. Okay. Y'all hold on a minute while I get this situated. See if I can find it. I may be able to put it on the screen. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll play some music. Okay. Okay, go grab a snack. Go grab something real quick. We're gonna get into this about Jussie. We got to get into this about Jussie. Jussie. Reminder that this video is protected by Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976, which allows for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Okay? All righty. Let's get into it. Okay. Oh, it went too far. Okay. All righty. How y'all doing? Come on in the room. Hey, QT, Rodney, YM Social Media, Rodney Saylor. Oh, yeah, I understand that, Rodney Saylor. Miss TP says peanut butter justice time. Oh, I was trying to find my thumbnail that I had for him. Let me see if I can find it. Everybody got their drink, they snack. Let me mute myself. This is going to give a little bit of feedback.
Oh.
Okay. To stream, remove. Okay. Unless that's still here. Mm-hmm. Hey y'all, sorry. Thank you for uh dealing with me this the hey Spider shot him. Yeah, the clip is probably going to make you mad. And I showed the clip on my channel. But then I wanted to, hey Detective CB, I wanted to give commentary to it. And I also wanted to talk about another video too, that I'm going to show you from that Mob Radio did. Um so like I said, this is protected by Section 107 of the US Copyright Act. Okay, so let me get the sharing again and make sure I share audio. We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, this is actually my video. Okay, and I'm just replaying it. This is This is the judge sentencing. This is the judge sentencing Jussive Smollett. Okay, Jussive Smollett was found guilty of lying to the police. He was found guilty weeks ago, and this is the judge about 3 or 4 days ago, basically giving him his punishment. And this is not the full thing that the judge said, but it's the sentencing part, and I want us to also discuss it. Okay, all right, let's get started. Can y'all hear or no?
So I'm trying to consider who you are as a person, how you got here, how somehow you strayed away from your family values. You let that dark, narcissistic, selfish, and arrogant side come out, and you persisted with it for years on this case. I'm fashioning the following sentence. Mr. Smollett, though the jury found you guilty and I'd sentence you as I have, you have the right to appeal the findings and rulings of the court or ask your sentence to be modified. To do those things, you need to file a notice of appeal in writing within 30 days. You may also file a motion to modify your sentence, which would have to be filed in writing within 30 days. Anything not stated in those filings are waived for purposes of appeal. If you cannot afford lawyers or transcripts, they would be provided free of charge. Do you have any questions?
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that
Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Sorry if I'm smacking. Sorry if I'm smacking. So let me say this. I'm sorry. Sorry if I'm smacking y'all. Sorry. Some people feel that what the judge said was harsh. I disagree. Okay. This is, he said, the first sentence he told him, said, hey, you have 30 days probation, 30 months probation. Okay. It's not red bars, but be quiet. Ain't never Yankee. So then he says, you're going to pay $125,000 back to the city. Okay, that was for the time wasted investigating this case. You said you were a victim of a hate crime, and you were not. Okay, fair. Plus $25,000 fine. I think that's the maximum they can give him, right? Then he says, oh, part of your sentence you're going to do 5 days in Cook County Jail, and you're going to start today. Yes, you are a celebrity. Yes, you have the money. But you lied to the police. Then that also means when you were on the stand, you lied and perjured yourself. Now, some people are like, oh, if he was white, he wouldn't have got no days in jail. Probably. But also, a different state, a different county, and a different set of circumstances. My thing is this. We need to look at what Jussie is doing. Okay? What Jussie did. Because I would still be upset if he was white about what he did, whether he got 5 months or a day. Just because Jussie's black, I don't mean he should have only a day in jail or no days in jail. I still think 30 months probation and you being able to pay a fine and you're a millionaire is pretty, going easy on you. And like the judge said, you were doing a disservice to people who are in the social justice arena. You're gay and black. Guess what? Both them groups are mad at you. And then if you're gay and black, they really mad at you. The number one murder people who are subjected to violence in the black community are black LGBTQ people and then black women. And if you're black and transgender, you're most likely won't reach the age of 35. And a lot of times, the police do not believe black LGBTQ victims. So now you have made it too hard, even more hard on them because of what you did. Because now people are like, oh, is he doing the Jussive Smollett move? Yeah, he should be thankful for that sentence. Yeah, he could have went to jail for 5 years or 2 years. Heck, Paris Hilton, I think she was drinking and driving, could have killed somebody, spent 1 day in prison, and want to come out and do these little interviews like she such a changed person. To me, yeah, I was reading the Bible in there. Couldn't even tell us what a Bible verse was. A lot of people are like, girl, go sit down somewhere. And guess what she eventually did? She went and sat down somewhere. We didn't hear from her. And I think in this case, because it's Cook County and also how political it is, he was being used as an example. Hey, Chakra site. Now, I understand his family, his grandmother, his sister, brother, they all spoke of him. They all believe him, or at least they're giving a really good impression that they are believing him. Okay, that's your brother. I understand that. But where Lee Daniels at, who visited him in the hospital and took pictures of his face and posted it on his IG and said, this is my son, I support him. Where's Terrence Howard, who said, oh, I support him? I think Taraji, I think, reposted his brother's video asking for justice for Jussie. That's the only thing I see. Did y'all see any of them in the courtroom? Did you see any of them walk with him? Yes. Look, go lie down somewhere. You're still young. Hey, remember when Mel Gibson was on that machine cussing out his baby mama and saying some very violent and racist stuff? I stopped listening to I stopped watching Mel Gibson movies for like 10 years. When he got into Daddy's Home 2 was like the first movie that I like literally sat down and watched him in. I was like, okay, it's been 10 years. I can watch Mel Gibson again. He ain't done no crazy stuff since then. I think he had some other movies, but I was like, he ain't right now. Who's on probation for me? Oh, Ricky Schroeder's on probation for me. Because he gave Carl Rittenhouse and gave him that bail money. Yeah, Journey has a career to look after. She got her brother in the Underground movie before all this mess happened out, but she actually did a really good job in. She's not gonna be suggesting him for no more roles for right now. They all are. And I think he is attention seeking because this next part I'm going to show you, to me, I feel like you were in this next thing he about to do. I felt like you're acting like Jamal from Empire. Are you acting like Jussie? Because Jussie got sentenced. So I just feel like you're acting like you're this political activist and you're being hurt like what they've been doing, all the black men and all the black gay men, all the gay men in general. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. He sure did, because he was stupid. Left his wife for decades for some young thing who was a gold digger. Then you got mad and went off on her and said all that stuff about her. 10 years. And I almost took his movie off of my historical film list because I have them to watch The Patriot. Because I want to talk to them about battles in warfare. But, I didn't have any other, replacements for it. Oh, really, QT? What was disrespectful of Taraji? Okay, so let's go to this next one.
I'm not suicidal. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
I'm not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay. Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions you care to present right now?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Ms. Widow.
The defense would wish to present a motion to reconsider sentence.
All right.
And file it in scanter.
All right. It is timely filed.
Thank you, Judge.
And let me say, I've obviously considered the sentence at great length. And it's timely filed, so it's preserved for purposes of appeal. Motion to reconsider sentence is respectfully denied. And is there another, one second, Randy. Anything else? Just a second. Is there going to be a notice of appeal filed?
Yes, Judge. We're filing a notice of appeal, going to be emailed to the court right now, to the office.
You're doing it in Stanter, and are you going to be handling the appeal?
Judge, as of now, yes.
Well, you have to commit to handling the appeal through the appellate court. Okay. All right. Notice of appeal may be filed. Charlotte, now I need the prosecutors to work with Charlotte, the probation officer, to work out probation specifications with the conditions I've just explained. 150 days in the county jail, the restitution, the fines. Oh, and also statutory DNA and costs are ordered as well. That's statutory. So you have to fill out the probation specifications. And I'm going to get somebody to help you do that. But we need to get that done in Stanter. Anything else today? Yes.
Your Honor, in light of the notice of appeal, we would ask that you suspend the jail sentence in light of the
Do what?
filing of the notice of appeal.
Did I do what?
Suspend the jail sentence in light of the notice of filing of
No.
the appeal.
That will be respectfully denied. Yes, Mark. Mr. Lewis.
If it can be stayed in light of our notice of appeal.
No, I'm not staying. No. The wheels of justice turn slowly, and sometimes the hammer of justice has to fall, and it's falling right here, right now. I'm not staying this. This happens right here, right now. Okay. Charlotte? Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you those details. Okay? All right. Any other matters to come before the court today? All right. Defendants remanded to the custody of sheriff. Court is adjourned.
I'm not sure why, but there was another part in, I guess, the video. I didn't know the audio did that. It's like the audio stopped.
Court is adjourned.
Oh man, it stopped the 444 minute mark. And I want y'all to hear what he said. Hold on. Maybe someone else has it. Because I was just like, Jussie. No, so you didn't. I was like, let's see if I can find it. I want y'all to hear what he said at the end. I didn't know it cut off like that. Let me see who has it. The law and what is one of them has it. I want y'all to see. As he's leaving the courtroom. Because he's... Okay, I think this is it. Okay. So, it's not like it's the... Oh, they bleeped it out? Okay. Let me see if they will show it on here. Share my screen. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Let me know if you can hear it.
And I'm going to get somebody to help you do that, but we need to get that done in Stanter. Anything else today? Yes.
Your Honor, if I may, in light of the notice of appeal, we would ask that you suspend the jail sentence in light of the
Do what?
filing of the notice of appeal.
Did I do what?
Suspend the jail sentence in light of the notice of filing of appeal.
That will be respectfully denied. Yes, Mark. Mr. Lewis.
If it can be stayed in light of our notice of appeal.
No. I'm not staying. No. The wheels of justice turn slowly, and sometimes the hammer of justice has to fall, and it's falling right here, right now. I'm not staying this. This happens right here, right now. Charlotte?
I know you said
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you yours. Okay. All right. Any other matters to come before the court today? All right. Defendants remanded to the custody of sheriff. Court is adjourned.
I am not suicidal.
Stop knocking up our plaques.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Stop locking up our plaques. Stop locking up our plaques.
That was Journey in the background who said that? Okay, I have to so too. Why you're such a minute to my if we doing season 6 right now. Hey, Vespa Martini. I love what he said. Respectfully denied. Okay, respectfully denied. And let's see what some of y'all were saying. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, put your arm down. Come on now. Thank you, Roddy Saller. I didn't even see his brother speaking before the sentencing. Wait, Taraji compared Justice K to Emmett Till's case. Taraji, I'm disappointed her. She said I'm disappointed her too. And she's supposed to play Emmett Till's mother in the movie, right? Mm-mm. Yes. Thank you, Karma 52. You did this mess to yourself. Like the judge said, you did a narcissistic move. Yeah. Acting like a child. He's acting. Now, I wouldn't disown him if he was my brother, but I had to give some tough love. Like, mm-mm. Yeah, it's like, how you out here doing all this? Wait, the brother before the hearing? Like, how? Yes, I understand. If he was white, if he was Kyle Rittenhouse, wouldn't go to jail. If he was George Zimmerman, he wouldn't have went to jail. Okay? And they did worse than him. But this is what Jussive Smollett did. And him getting 3 years, 30 months probation, 150 of those day of that sentence in a county jail, not a prison. Basically $150,000 fine he has to pay back to the city or the county. How long did T.I. go to jail for the gun charge? How long was that? How long did Little Kim go to jail for not snitching on her friend? Or they basically said she committed perjury? How long was that? Okay. How long was Martha Stewart in jail for insider trading? So I'm just saying. He's going for 150 days. Then he says, "Oh, I am not suicidal." Well, guess what? You said suicidal. They already think that, yeah, okay, we go. And then you leave in the courtroom. The judge said, "Do you have anything to say?" "I'm not suicidal." I didn't hear that part of it. Then he got up and did all that. And I was like, you ain't Sandra Bland. You ain't no social justice reformer. You ain't out there on the streets. Ain't nobody got conspiring against you. Maybe the cops, maybe the people in Chicago. Because they want you to pay for wasting their time. Right. Right. I can't believe she said that. That's honoring his name. She might lose that role for that. Yeah, she needs to be removed for that comment. Give it to Octavia Spencer. Hmm. Is this the brother? Is this him? Do y'all see? But I'm still trying to figure out, like, you over here acting like the strange miscarriage of justice has been done to you. Is this the brother? Oh, KT1 has the brother. Is that the brother? Yeah, this is the video that I have it from. It's like 7 hours long, so I moved it back to see if you can see. Is this the brother, y'all? Someone put a 1 in the chat. Hit the like button, y'all. I'm glad y'all still here with me. Hit the like button. Oh, this is the brother? Okay, so let's listen to what the brother has to say. Because I'm just like, you are not a political prisoner. You're not Mumba Jamal. You're not Leonard Pelter. You're not Asada Shakur. You're not Angela Davis when she was in prison in the 60s. You're not. Oh, is this him though? I'm already there. Is that him? Is this him? Because I'm just going to press play. QT. Oh, yeah, that's... Okay. I'm going to just press play. Yeah. Over there. You over there doing that stuff. And I understand his I'm sorry to keep talking y'all. I understand his family. They're his brothers and sisters. They're there to support him. Michael Jackson had his trial. The whole family came out. Well, they wasn't yelling in the damn courtroom and stuff. Ain't no hashtags. Hey, Don Williams, Jr. Yes, hers was much worse. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking at okay. Well, he gonna say who he is then. Let's just see who he's gonna say.
Continue to be a really deeply contributing member to society.
One moment, please, John. Sure.
Any cross-examination?
No cross-examination, Your Honor.
Stillman, thank you kindly.
Thank you.
Other witnesses you care to call?
Yes, Judge. Judge, we'll be calling Joe Smollett, Mr. Smollett's older brother.
Joe Smollett, older brother. Is this loud enough, y'all?
Sure. You come up on the witness stand, please. If he prefers. He's just going to read his statement and narrative.
But thank you,
I'm not
QT,
gonna
for
put
sending
him
me
under
that.
oath. I don't think it's required, but please, Mr. Smollett.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your Honor, before I just want to say a few things. It was, I don't know if it was done sarcastically, but mentioned my family earlier, Mr. Weaver, about us passing notes and prayer sessions. Try to understand that a brother right here is on trial. And while this might just be a level 4 felony to a lot of people, under the circumstances, this has felt like the reincarnation of Al Capone's trial, okay? To be honest. And it's not your fault. I'm not trying to say it's your fault, I'm saying, but the way that
Hold up. Wait a minute. Did Joel Smollett say that this is his brother and he's on trial for a level 4 felony, but this feels like Al Capone's trial? Excuse me? Al Capone. You know what? Let me hold on. Let me go Google Al Capone. Let's look at Al Capone. Let me just read you. We're gonna go. Hey, you know what? The FBI got FBI.gov. Let's go to their website about him for a minute. Because obviously somebody need a history lesson. It's for you, Joel. He didn't say this is like him being on trial. Al Capone's on trial. Your brother Al Capone. Hold on. I'm gonna let me see if I can make this go up. Okay. So, okay. We're gonna come back to you, Al Capone. Alphonse Capone. We're gonna go back to Jussie. Brother. Okay. Yeah, only because it's in Chicago. Don't let him talk no more.
the issues in the case today. Your Honor, I come before you humbly to request
help supervise to make sure that that probation period goes fantastic.
Absolutely. I mean, I call on Jussie. I've called on Jussie to help me on things all in these years after he's worked for me. I mean, most recently, in the middle of all of this, I was helping with an auction.
Okay. I rewind it back, YM.
He's just going to read his statement and narrative.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not going to put him under oath. I don't think it's required, but please, Mr. Smollett.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your Honor, before I just want to say a few things. It was, I don't know if it was done sarcastically, but mentioned my family earlier, Mr. Weaver, about us passing notes and prayer sessions. Try to understand that a brother right here is on trial. And while this might just be a level 4 felony to a lot of people, under the circumstances, this has felt like the reincarnation of Al Capone's trial, okay? To be honest. And
the reincarnation of Al Capone's trial.
it's not your fault. I'm not trying to say.
Let's go for a short history lesson on a Sunday night. Class, get out your notebooks, your iPads, whatever you're gonna take notes with, your iPhones. And let's look at Al Capone's case for a minute now. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Whew. Y'all can see the screen. Let me make it bigger for y'all. Okay. Yeah, that's what the brother said. The reincarnation of Al Capone's trial. So let's look at Al Capone. All right. This is Al Capone. This is FBI.gov. Okay. All right. Let's go to the trial part. Okay, let's go so we can go to the trial part. Let's see, we can get, okay, we got file on him. Okay, so it seems Al Capone went to jail for carrying a concealed weapon in 1929. He served his time, was released in March 1930 for good behavior. He also went to jail for contempt of charge in federal court. He was sentenced to 6 months in Cook County Jail. On his appeal, the charge was dismissed. But it said the U.S. Treasury Department had been developing evidence on tax evasion charges. On June 16, 1931, Al Capone pled guilty to tax evasion and prohibition charges. He then boasted the president he had struck a deal for a 2.5-year sentence. But the charges were informed he, the judge, was not bound by any deal. Capone then changed his plea to not guilty. So on October 18, 1931, Capone was convicted after trial and on November 24 was sentenced to 11 years in federal prison, fined $50,000 and charged $7,092 for court costs, in addition to $215,000 plus interest due on back taxes. The 6-month contempt of court sentence was to be served concurrently. That means at the same time. Okay, while awaiting the results of appeals, Capone was confined to the Cook County Jail. Upon denial of appeals, he entered the U.S. Penitentiary in Atlanta, serving there and at Alcatraz. Mm-hmm. I thought that was his grandmother. Mm-hmm. Right. Reincarnation of Al Capone. Al Capone had a gun charge, contempt of court charge, and then tax evasion. And when he was on appeal, he was still in the Cook County Jail. Is that the part you want to say feels like the reincarnation of his trial? Because that judge basically said when they were asking to do appeal, can he not go to jail? And he was like, no, he got to stay in there. Really, Joe? That's what let's listen to the rest of this because I'm glad y'all here. I couldn't listen to this by myself. I couldn't.
But the way that this has been, so that's probably the reason you see us sharing notes and doing prayer sessions. My mom's 69 years old. She was born in 1952 in Texas.
Oh,
she knows things about racism. She doesn't really need a lecture about the extent of racism. Neither does an openly gay African American man. All right. I strongly believe, you know what I'm going to say. I strongly believe in my brother's innocence. But I'm not going to try to relitigate the issues in the case today. Your Honor, I come before you humbly to request leniency when you sentence my brother. Please remember that we are currently living in a time in which we are enduring a vicious pandemic, extreme economic uncertainty, major conflict in Eastern Europe, and global paradigm shifts taking place.
What's that got to do with Jussie?
As human beings, we are collectively worn down. But Jussive Smollett is not at the source of the socio-economic and political problems on earth. On quite the contrary, he is a man who has been a beacon of hope, charity, and philanthropy to his nation and to his community. He has made real efforts in his lifetime to promote equality and love among all of humanity. He has expressed strong political views and has stood against injustice wherever he thinks it may lie. His criticism of powerful individuals, organizations, and practices does not make him a bad person, okay, or someone who should be punished. It simply makes him an American. I'm sure that Mr. Dan Webb was once on former President Ronald Reagan's radar for his criticism during the Iran-Contra prosecutions, all right? But standing up to powers and authorities in America is part of what makes us American. And he turned out to have a pretty successful career after he stood up to power. Jussie does not have malice or hatred toward anyone, and it is truly unfortunate that his reputation has received so many negative connotations, and he has never received the benefit of the doubt or a proper presumption of innocence. And even though I completely disagree with the jury's decision in this case, I am not attempting to rehash it here. I only want to give support to the point that Jussie should not be incarcerated. Jussive Smollett is my younger brother. I know you're going to think I'm biased. I am 5 years older than he is, and I can remember him at infancy. He has always been a loyal, loving, and creative human being. He is not a threat to the people of Illinois. And in my humble opinion, Jussie is completely innocent, but even for those, once again, who think he is guilty, the crime he has been accused of is not even considered a felony in most states. Furthermore, here
But it is in Chicago, in Illinois.
Conduct is oftentimes not even prosecuted, and charges are frequently dropped. Incarceration of any kind would send the wrong message, especially in a time in which we as a nation have expressed in a bipartisan plurality the desire to see real criminal justice reform and an end to unnecessary mass incarceration, which predominantly affects African Americans, Hispanics and Latinos, and poor and impoverished white people.
Is he trying to say
we also know now
Jussie gonna be part of the system instead of the statistic?
We cannot do so while continuing to incarcerate more nonviolent offenders than any other nation in the world.
Okay, so
mass incarceration is also an unnecessary burden to the taxpayers, to law enforcement.
Your brother
unjust and wrong.
costs $125,000.
I believe that Jussie is guilty once again and needs more punishment. I would also ask you to consider the gut-wrenching and stomach-turning punishment he has already experienced for the last 3 years. The TV show that he poured so much labor and commitment into making a success was ripped away from him even before he was criminally tried. The fact is, the overwhelming majority of mass and online media reporting in early 2019 resulted in a premature assumption of guilt, and the court of public opinion had already convicted Jussie in early 2019.
Because his story went out.
For the last 3 years, he has had to live in anxiety and in a certain kind of pseudo form of house arrest. As a public figure, he has had to deal with public scorn and the real security threats associated with being an accused celebrity. He was, in essence, quarantining almost a year before the COVID-19 pandemic even began. Now, we all know the Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to a speedy trial. In my opinion, it is unfathomable for me to stand here in March of 2022, pleading with your honor not to give my brother jail time for a low-level offense. that is alleged to have been committed.
What because you wasn't.
For those who believe he is guilty, once again, trust me when I say that the punishment he has already received has far exceeded the actual
Yes, Vesper.
offense that you accuse him of. Your Honor, there's been a lot talked about, restoring public trust.
This is what he said before the judge sentenced
By
him.
demonstrating to the public that a level 4 felony, which once again is not even what he's accused of, not even a felony charge in most states in America.
But it is in
by
Illinois.
Giving him a stiff sentence, which includes jail time. That's not restoring public trust. That's in my opinion, right? And if you were to go 5 miles in any direction in this area from this courthouse and talk to people in the community, you're not going to say, they're not going to tell you, oh yeah, we restored the public trust because Jussive Smollett went to jail. Trust me, it's not going to happen. All right, this is not restoring public trust. All right, we are dealing with a lot of things in the world right now, and sending him to jail would not be restoring public trust. So please also keep in mind that, like myself, many people view this case as nothing more than a he said, she said kind of case.
He said, she
no
said.
evidence that have warranted his conviction in the first place. With that in mind, Your Honor, I am humbly requesting that your sentencing of my brother not include any incarceration. I myself and my entire family will be eternally grateful. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Is there an additional witness that would like to say something?
I'm sorry, I can't listen to Journey. I just the brother upset me. I love Journey, but I don't think I could do it, y'all. I don't think I can do it. Like seriously, like he's a martyr. They invoked the pandemic. Is Russian invasion in Ukraine? Are y'all seriously? Well, they have video of him in the cohorts going to buy the materials. And I'm sorry, I still say Lee Daniels is somewhere he orchestrated this. I just have I have in my heart, that's how I feel. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of other people who went before him too. They were all trying to like say, hey, judge, don't give him a hard sentence. Don't give him no time at all. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not gonna watch that because I'm just gonna. Yeah, they're gonna start buying stuff. Okay, I'll put it in the chat, Don. I have the one I have on my channel is 5 minutes. It's just the sentencing, but this is the whole thing. There was like it's almost 7 hours. Right, Leonard. Right. Like, how you out here? But then this is what I wanted to show. This other case too. Let me show y'all. Because I saw this on Mob Radio. Is it still there? Or maybe I should go. Let me see if I can go to Instagram. I'm gonna go to my Instagram and show y'all. That way I won't get flagged. Let me go find Justice for Jussie. Hashtag. The Justice for Jussie? Y'all know, what's his brother's name? I see to say free Jussie. Okay, hold on. I can't. Anyone know His brother, okay, it says the account is currently run by the Smollett family. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. Let me do StreamYard. Okay, share. I'm just trying to figure out, like, sir, like, how you out here? Your brother out here. Okay, so this is his brother. The family is in charge of his account, so this is his brother. Okay. Can y'all hear this? Hold on. Let me start. This is Joe, the one that was talking.
So Jussie is currently in a psych ward
Wait,
at
is
Cook County
it?
Jail. It's what's very concerning is that there was a note attached to his paperwork today and put on the front of his jail cell saying that he's at risk of self-harm. I want to just make it clear to folks that he is in no way, shape, or form at risk of self-harm. And he wants to let folks know that he is very stable, he is very strong, he is very healthy and ready to take on the challenge that ultimately has been put up against him. This is not right. This is completely lack of justice. It's angering, it's an outrage, but he ultimately knows what he needs to do. So we want to make sure that folks understand that, you know, whatever inside Cook County Jail what assumptions they may be making. I don't know why they even have him in a psych ward. We still have not gotten clear
I'm not
there
suicidal.
why he's even in a psych ward.
They put him in there just in case.
And they've recently added to his documentation that he's at risk of harming himself. That is absolutely not true. So please make sure y'all are spreading facts. The media is going to report a lot of false information. And we really need our people, the people who support us, to continue checking folks and making sure that false information does not go unchecked. So on top of that, if folks could really continue reposting things, there's been a post from my page, from Jake's page, from Jazz's page, from Journey's page, all around the hashtag For Jussie hashtag. If you could repost that, repost similar images, make your own images, always just include the hashtag For Jussie. And we think it's best if you tag Cook County Jail along with it. We're really just trying to make sure we can get as much engagement and attention on this injustice as possible. Thank you so much for the prayers. Thank you so much for the support that folks have given us thus far. And to the influencers, to the influential people out there, to the activists, to the organizers, we need you. We seriously need you all. We need you to step up. This has gotten to the point where, you know, it's been gone too far, but we are talking about, you know, a very serious situation. We need folks' support in getting our brother out of jail. He never should have been in jail. He was attacked. He is innocent. He is innocent. And even if you don't believe in his innocence, you should believe that he should be free. He should not be in jail under any circumstances.
I'm sorry, there's some people who think he should have had more jail time.
We're going to try and do more of these lives to keep folks updated on what's going on. But remember, Jussie is strong. He wants everyone to know that. He is in no way at risk of harming himself, like they have put on his documentation. He is strong. He understands what he's up against, and he understands that he needs to be focused and ultimately get through these next days in jail. Thank you, folks. So Jussie is currently in.
Did he say he wants the social media influencers and the activists to get on board? The same social activists whose jobs he made harder by this whole thing. He wants them to get him on board. Yeah. Did y'all hear this? Or is it me? This really, Don Williams. You think he should have got the full 3 years in jail? Damn. You know what? I was thinking about that too. Maybe he wanted to be in there. Ooh. Maybe that's not a good thing. Yeah, Vespa, do they want us what? Protest in the streets? I've done protests. I've been to protests. For people who are killed by the police. I protested in mass incarceration. Giving money to the local Black Lives Matter, not the national one, the local ones. I've had Black Lives Matter, Brown Beret activists, Surge activists. I've interviewed them on my channel to get awareness out to other people. I love you, black man. Love you, Jussie. But hell, I am not marching for you to get up out of jail. You put your ass in there. You can do 5 months and leave. His family should support him, should check on him, should call him, should visit him. If he can receive mail in there, they got the JPay. I got a whole video show you how to do JPay. You can send them money. You can send them stuff to get this to listen to audio, to listen to audiobooks, to watch the TV, to watch the video. Come on now. To make phone calls. He got 3 brothers and 2 sisters and a mama. And their grandmama that saw in there. Okay, each of them need to take a turn and go up there and see him. I am concerned about his mental health. But baby, thank you. And even if he got 5 months, he could be out in 2.5 with good behavior. The 5 months was supposed to you to learn your lesson. Thank you. This is what this is what you be fighting for. Protesting, calling the authorities, signing petitions, marching in the streets, giving to our local activists in our community who actually do work. No, thank you. You talking about the influencers, the activists. We need your help. Where was Jussie out there helping them? What that list said? He done made their job harder. I'll pray for Jussie, but that's what I did. No. Can't believe you. I don't want to see black men or black women in jail. I don't. I think it's too many of us there. But in this case, the punishment fit the crime. Where is Theo? Where is the logic? Okay. Yeah, you were on house arrest. You had anxiety. So I mean, so you just said your brother has anxiety. So that means he needs to be in the psych ward. Vespa said 44 degrees Fahrenheit, Chicago. No one's going to protest on his behalf. Y'all, it's time for me. Jussie and Joel who talked, and the baby brother that just talked. This is what I need y'all to do. I got where my sound effects at? When I this is gonna tell y'all my process. of this whole thing. When I first heard what happened to Jussie, I was like,
never, you say never.
Because I was like, oh my God, they did this to him. It's so wrong. And I was also like this.
Right, none of it right.
Then I started hearing some more of the case, and I was just getting angry. And I was like,
And I said, no, devil, you lie.
Because I thought, like, now y'all lying on Jussie. Y'all don't believe him because he's black and he's gay. Y'all not right. Y'all not right. And then I started listening to some more of the case, and I was like, bitch, I know you fucking lied. I know you fucking lied. That's what I was thinking, like, because when I saw Lee Daniels go up there and then put all that stuff on his IG post, and I was like, he was like, oh, I love Jussie. I'm there for him. He's my son. I support him. And he's the one that put Jussie's face and everything on the IG. And I said, why is he acting like this is a production movie? And or episode of Empire, you putting Jamal face on the camera. Like, what's going on? And then they start saying, oh, look at all of the footage. Like the guys going to pick the stuff up. And then they say, oh, these two guys, they know him. Because they don't work on Empire. So I'm like, okay. Lee Daniels worked on Empire. That's his show. He went to see Jussie, who stars on Empire. He posted the photos on his IG. And the guys who did the hoax with Jussie, they all work at Empire. I was like, this is a goddamn production. And I was feeling like, you know what?
Come get these niggas, man.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt. I felt like somebody didn't need to
come get these niggas, man.
Cause they not right. They not right. Cause they over here. Bitch, I know you fucking lied. I know you fucking lied. Cause they were lying about a hate crime. They ain't about a hate crime. I didn't see that, Vesper Martina. I sure didn't see it. Then right now, his brother who talked before the trial, Jussie over there doing the Black Power salute, and this brother right here on Instagram. This is what I need all of y'all to do.
Go lay down.
Let's say it again.
Go lay down.
Let's say it for a third time.
Go lay down.
I'm tired. I'm tired of you, Jussie. Go lay down. When I saw him go, they've been taking him away. I was like, this is it. Jussie need to go lay down in that damn cell. Have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about his troubles. He got 5 months, 150 days to sit down, to lay down. Now your ass in the psych ward. You're really gonna lay down now. Get some therapy. Talk to the jail the chaplain of the jail or something. You know, they have to get the religious people come visit you. Just
go lay down.
Just go lay down. The whole family. Go lay down. Go lay down. I know you're advocating for your family. You're okay. But come on, to pretend to be over here like this is an extreme miscarriage of justice. You feel like it's extreme miscarriage of justice because he is your brother. But the rest of America, like you said, in the court of public opinion, we don't believe it. But this is the thing. We believed him at first. We believed him at first. We was ready to march for Jussie. We was ready for attention for Jussie. Finally, the blacks and the gays, we were on one accord. We were going like, we're here for Jussie. Then the fucking evidence, sorry, cursing, come out, and it's like,
And I said, no, devil, you lie.
I was like, you lied. Bitch, I know you fucking lied. I know you fucking lied. And then, you know, like Dave Chappelle said, they were like, oh, why are the black people and, you know, people not giving him support? We were giving him the support at first, but then we did to keep giving him support, we were silent. Maybe we were talking to each other about it, but we wasn't like going to the office and talking in front of everybody else about it. We were in our spaces talking about it. It probably was going to be like one at a time. Karma 52, I still think Lee Daniels is somehow involved. Yeah. Right, Erica. He gonna be in there, gonna lay down, take some medication, or they're gonna give him the medication and they're gonna make his ass lay down. Like, this is the thing when I one of the things I got, that's why I said, you know, I did the Batman review at the beginning, because this is like I'm watching another movie or episode of Empire. And this is what could happen for Jussie. Like I said, 10 years, I wasn't watching no Mel Gibson movies. I wasn't going out to see Mel Gibson. I wasn't saying, hey, y'all see the new Mel Gibson. I wasn't doing that. Heck, I stopped listening to R. Kelly music long time ago, because his music was contributing to his lifestyle and he was still doing the same stuff. He wasn't changing. But Mel Gibson made a comeback. He stopped doing that behavior that got him into the trouble. And I was thinking, like, okay, Jussie gonna go in there. He gonna get right. He gonna come back out. He's gonna come back. He's gonna do some shows, you know, because I think he can sing. Okay, somebody like him. Heck, Chico DeBarge came out and had a whole hit album. Y'all remember Chico when Chico got up? Okay, Akon had a whole song about they lock me up and don't let me out. Just could be in there writing songs, writing something. Okay, writing a play, writing a book, writing a movie. Okay. You can come out, get yourself some Jesus, get yourself some, maybe give your heart to God. Come out and be a gospel singer. Hey, we love Jesus. We love the Lord. I feel like the gospel music now is the new R&B. And it's like they said in the movie, there was a scene where one of the prisoners says, hey, I know you're mad. I know you're upset. You thought it was for you. It was your time to shine and you got it snatched from you. But guess what everyone loves? Everyone loves a comeback story. Jussie, you still got time for a comeback story. You know that? Yes, every time Mel was drinking, and it had to do with his baby mama. The woman he was with, every time he was dealing with her, that's all the shit started happening. And then he finally they broke up. I think they somehow they worked out visitation or whatever. He is with a new woman now. And I saw a picture the other day. They had been to the grocery store. I said, look at this. Man, coming back from the grocery store. Didn't curse out nobody today. There was nothing in the newspaper, nothing in the media about him. Nothing. I just saw a preview for a movie he's gonna be in that I really want to see. It's called, is it Father Joe or Saint Joe or Father Mike? Sorry, Mark Wahlberg is in it too. Mark Wahlberg's playing his daddy again, like in Daddy's Home. And I was like, okay, man, his comeback story is looking good. Jesse, that can happen to you too. But you getting up in court talking about I am not suicidal. They automatically thought you were suicidal. You said suicidal. That was a red flag. You went in there talking, running the power fist. You probably went in there talking too much. And they're like, look at him. Look at this. Look at this. Mm-hmm. You know. Exactly. He went in the store, came out, and he was like pushing the basket. They were walking to the car. Have you heard him? Have you heard him on any video cassette getting it into TMZ? Nothing like that. Nothing. Sir, you need to do this the Mel Gibson way and not the Chris Brown way. Because Chris Brown, I think, could have had a bigger comeback too. There's still some people who still love him. I have a former student. She loves Chris Brown. I feel like his music has actually gone down since he was on probation forever. He was always still getting to shit, tearing up the green room. Why people keep bringing up the pad? And then you keep getting all these goddamn tattoos like you're a goddamn hip-hop rapper. You sing R&B. You're a good actor. You can dance. But you off your game, sir. But you know, there people who love him as a fan, he's still making hits. Now the recent stuff that happened to him, I think they messing with him. That girl's lawyer quit because Chris Brown had text messages showing like, oh, she was still texting me. We were still kicking it, and I was like, oh, so he didn't rape you. Plus, there was some holes in her story. Let's talk about that another time. Yeah, you can't. Oh, Father Stu, thanks, Father Stu. Right. But you're not an activist. You're an actor, which I think you're acting. A hunger strike. They'll just send him some liquids to his body intravenously. Okay, keep playing. Go on a hunger strike if you want to. They gonna hook the little IV up to you. And you're gonna get your Pedialyte treatments. Give it, boy. Go in there, lay down. I'm waiting on your comeback story. Sir, can you get a testimony out of this to help somebody out there? Can you come up out of there and say, you know what? I was doing this shit back in the day. I had it all. And I started thinking too much of myself. And I messed up my blessing. So I had to go lay the fuck down. That's what I'm waiting on. And to come out here with a message to help somebody and to help himself. I am waiting on your comeback story, Jussive Smollett. But you over here acting like a goddamn political prisoner, which you are not, is getting on my damn nerves. Ooh. He ain't no Mumo Jamal. He ain't no little pelter. He ain't no Asada Shakur. He ain't gonna sit the hell down. You are Jussive Smollett. You sing and you act. When they let you out on that goddamn rec yard, your ass need to be out there pretending that you are singing to somebody. So you can still be in fucking practice. Sing to the goddamn people in the yard. for some pen and paper so you can write down some fucking songs. Or write a book. Write a play or something. What you doing? Be productive. Read the Bible. Or the Quran. Ask for a chaplain or something to come visit you. Ask them when if they're gonna have family day at the jail. And the whole family, can the whole family come visit me instead of one at a time? I know it's a pandemic, but hell, be productive. You want us to what? Start a petition to get you the fuck out of there? Hell no. Better go find that Empire crew. He said he and R. Kelly decided y'all. Lord. Stop, Erica. Right. Jussie gonna be rattling in the take up of the boy Attica. They'll be having a whole productions of Jill. Y'all remember that Elvis song called Jill's House Rock? And they did the little video. That's what I'm imagining right now. They doing a remix of the Jill's House Rock. Oh my goodness. He's like, yeah, I could have said I did it a long time ago, but I didn't. Oh, why didn't you? Now y'all throwing your ass in there. Shoot. And you did it in Chicago? But I think maybe he's from North Carolina because they kept saying something about Charlotte. But sir, you didn't have to do all this. You over there? I was thinking like, there's a testimony. This dude could come with a good comeback story. He could, but you was on Act 1. Now you're on Act 2. Act 2, Scene 1. Now you trying to do Act 2, Scene 2? I think that was in. Ooh, that would be interesting. Okay, let me see. You should make a adjustment. I think I might. You gave me some idea. Okay, I'm going to give you some ideas. Cause I'm just like, for all you know what though, be really messed up. Just to go in there and end up running that damn jail. Because he acted. He might be just a really badass. He might be a little bit more gangster than the rest of them. I'm like, you really was trying to pull this shit off out in public. You raise up the fist. I'm not suicidal. Got to be somebody either crazy or a gangster. I'm sorry. He might end up being there and up running that place. They all thought he wasn't. But you know the Thriller video? I think they did that in the Philippines. They weren't ready. Y'all better get it. Smollett Finley, you better sign off for JPay. He gonna need something from the commissary. And so y'all have get him some videos. They can get some videos together because you can send through JPay. You can order them stamps. You can order them videos. And I think maybe even games. I know, right? It could be like the producer, like, oh man. He like seriously. There are prisons where they have a choir. He could put on they could put on a male's chorus in there. There's so much shit he can do. his lawyers was really trying because one wrote up and said, "Oh, we're putting in an appeal," and the judge was like, "Well, who put in an appeal?" "Well, I guess I am, judge." And the judge was like, "Well, you better put it in right now. If you're gonna put in this appeal, you got to be somebody's name." And then the other lady was like, "Well, can we motion to not have jail time?" And he said, "Respectfully denied." And then the other lady, she got up on cue. She was like, can she asked again? And he was like, "I respectfully deny again." And I think the other man asked too. He said, "Look, the wheels of justice turning slow, but today I'm laying down the hammer." They're all getting up real fast. They're like, Your Honor, can we ask for a stay?" "No." It looked like the judge wanted to say, "Did you not hear me the first time? This is my courtroom." They gonna sit down. There are so many skins. I am waiting on propane Oakland. Jussie first night in jail. Oh my goodness. I'm not happy he's in jail. I'm not. But do I think the punishment for me fits the crime? Yes. Some people, I have friends say he should have got no time. The probation was enough in the fine. I have others who say he should have had more. You waiting on Chappelle to do a play. He said, "You know about that French actor, Jussive Smollett?" I didn't catch it at first. I was like, "Jussive Smollett?" But while your social media got me thinking, like, should I do a skit? I'm off this week. I have a little bit more time. I have to figure out how I would do. I also want to do a skit about why young Pharaoh. Oh my goodness, that man. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. Then I'm gonna wrap it up. You should do a little parody. He said Jussie cut his hair because he knew they were going to break the first night. Oh my goodness. That reminds me. I messed my light up. That reminds me of when Michael Jackson got he was found not guilty, and I think this actor had said, "Oh man, I know they upset." I know they upset about Michael not coming to jail because they won't be able to braid his hair. Okay. He said, "All I know is when these false calls come on my people, they better tell them to give them the Jussie treatment. No more care." Jussie is lucky it's 2022 because if this is around. No, if Bernie Mac was still here, we need to. Oh Lord, if Bernie Mac was still around. Charlie Murphy. Oh. See, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel about too. I feel about too. Mm-hmm. Robert Williams social media, you was really bad about. You don't think he should have got any jail time? Okay. manly and funny at the same time. Yeah. I think they have him in a padded room naked. You girl. Oh Lord, and the Mac was from Chi-Town. Oh my goodness. I think so too. That's why I said it was also political. But you're a brother calling on social media influencers and activists to get involved. They activizing for people in their own communities. You better go find the Chicago people. But my thing is this: they gave him 150 days. I still thought like, oh, okay, that's light. And then someone said, oh yeah, he probably get out 2.5 months with time served. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but those other liars who were involved in the case, they turned evidence against him for a lighter sentence. But why on social media? He may need to go and lay down. Like I said, people in jail, there are a lot of resources. That's what I said, a lot of resources. You can get you a chaplain in there. They got Bibles. They got the Quran in there. Okay. They got education programs. Like I said, through JPay. You got all these people to still stay in contact with your family. Hey, come with me too. Like I said, he could be in there writing songs or writing plays and stuff. Leading the all male gospel choir in there. Son, thank you. Start a degree. Get a certificate. Something. Be productive with your mind. Keep your shit together. Then you come out here and you ready to take on the fucking world. But now you... No, I agree somewhat with prison abolitionists. I don't think we should. I think we need to reform the system. I don't believe in mass incarceration. I also don't believe in capital punishment. But in Jussie Smollett's case, to me, the punishment fit the crime. Baby, go serve your time and use it wisely. We'll be out here ready to support your next project if your ass ain't doing the same shit that got you in there. Okay? And that's why I'm saying, like, you did all that and you said suicidal and they put you in the one place you don't need to be? Or is this a part of your appeals plan? Like I said, I feel like he's acting. Hell, the whole family is acting as far as I'm concerned. At one point, they all had their own show. It just didn't get a lot of good ratings. Because Journey was the first one that started acting. She was on Full House. Now, they could have gave him some type of community service instead of the 150 days. You know. Right. But he's still been saying, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. The evidence is saying that you're not. I understand that. I actually think the police needs to be defunded. Some of my friends don't agree with me. I said defund the police is really telling I want to reform the police. But that's, you know. Because have you seen, I don't know if y'all saw those challenges when the different police departments were doing the different challenges. And some of these police departments have like some of them probably could go help the people in Ukraine right now. Some got the SWAT, They got helicopters. They got the little jet skis. They got boats. They got tactical wear. They got all these goddamn helmets, riot gear. I think I saw one group, they had a tank. And I was like, what the hell they need with a tank? And I looked up their the city and the state they was in, and I was like, they don't need that for their small number of places. And I was like, okay, I see what they say to defund the police. It's ridiculous. I think he was scared that they wanted it to, if something happens to him, it's not by his own hands. I don't think he was acting. He told that to his family, not the court. He told what to his family members? Right. He told what to his family members, Vesper? No, Vesper, you missed the part. He told that to a whole courtroom. A whole courtroom. This was at his sentencing. The judge said, go look at the video that I have it on my channel. Go look, it's 5 minutes, like 4.5 minutes. He literally told the courtroom, the judge said, gave him his sentence, and he said, that's what the whole courtroom was his family. Also the lawyers and the prosecution and the stenographer and the people who work there. Vesper. Everybody on the media was airing it. ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Roland Martin, Unfiltered. Everybody saw it all day long. All of America saw him. He wasn't just saying it to people in the courtroom. He was saying it to us too. That's what I'm saying. I think he was acting. And unfortunately, because he lied and he's an actor, I have a hard time believing him. And he could be telling the truth, but something ain't right. Yeah, that whole video is live, Vesper. Because I was working that day, and I got an alert. I think it was around lunch. They were like, "Oh, we're waiting on the Jussive Smollett sentencing," and I just went to different places on YouTube, and it was like I said, ABC, CBS, CNN, I think Fox News, MSNBC, Roland Martin Unfiltered. Everybody was showing it. Vesper, were we all saying the same? Vesper. Hold on, Vesper. Hold on. Because let's go back. 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 Mm-hmm. Let's go back. Let's go back, because maybe you saw something I didn't see, sis. So let's go back. Okay. We gotta go back.
It's certainly not a perfect police department.
I'm not suicidal.
Mm-hmm. He said to, because really, Vesper, he said it to the whole courtroom. There are cameras in the courtroom. Everybody was live streaming. Because Vesper, I don't know. Because he's still acting. Okay, let me play this for you, Vesper.
Community service and quite a record of attaching with people. There is a lot of mitigation in this case as well. And I'm mindful of the pleas of mercy, particularly from people that are in the arena of dealing with social justice issues, that are fighting, seriously fighting, not playing around, not doing games like you were doing, but seriously fighting for matters involving hate crimes of all sorts. And they're asking you for mercy as well. So I'm trying to consider who you are as a person, how you got here.
No, but if
Somehow
you're
you
seeing
strayed
something
away
I'm
from
not
your family
seeing,
values.
maybe you're
You
right.
let that dark, narcissistic, selfish, and arrogant side
And like
come out.
some people, I don't have
You
a
persisted
echo
with it for
chamber.
years on this case. I'm fashioning the following sentence. Mr. Smollett, though the jury found you guilty and I've sentenced you as I have, you have the right to appeal the findings and rulings of the court or ask your sentence be modified. To do those things, you need to file a notice of appeal in writing within 30 days. You may also file a motion to modify your sentence, which would have to be filed in writing within 30 days. Anything not stated in those filings are waived for purposes of appeal. You cannot afford lawyers or transcripts. They would be provided free of charge. Do you have any questions?
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I would like to say.
What?
Okay.
I'm not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
We heard you the first
I'm
time.
innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years, and the fears.
Stuck your fist in the fears? So you were defending us?
And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay. Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions you care to
Is
present
this sister
right
with the
now?
power salute too?
We're filing a notice of appeal. We're going to be emailing to the clerk right now, to the office.
You doing? It's right here, right now. Okay. Charlotte?
I know you said this
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other matters to come before the court today? All right. Defendants remanded to the custody sheriff.
And they didn't even put him in handcuffs.
I am not suicidal.
Put your hands down.
I am not suicidal. And I am innocent. I
Go down.
said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Lie down. All that stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're putting your hand down and stuff like, put your hand down. I could have said I was guilty a long time ago. What you trying to say? You guilty now? Y'all. Oh, Lord. Thank y'all so much for being here on me. I didn't expect to be on here this long for almost 2.5 hours. I'll make sure I put timestamps into this video. So if people want to come back, they can go straight to those, places. I may even chop it up into 2 different videos because the first 36 minutes is like about the Batman movie. So if you missed that part, please go back. Thank you, YM Social Media, Don Williams, Christine Parks, QD1, Erica, Rodney Seiler, Erica Holmes, Dang Ho, Karma 52, Vita V. Who else did I see here? Vesper Martini, Leonard Emil. Thank you for being here. I saw some other people too. I'm trying to think. Did they leave? I think they may have left. If I missed anyone, blame it on my head, not my heart. So All right. I will talk to y'all later. Okay. And y'all have a good night. Go see Batman or any other movie. I kind of want to see Death on the Nile. So, yeah, he had me in it too, Ryan. He just go in there. Like he said, what did we judge? I'm not suicidal. Okay. You're making it hard for people that's in there. He just doesn't understand. I'm proud of you, Jussie. But okay. Night, everybody. Like, share, subscribe. Bye. Go lay down, Jussie. Go lay down.